it is anymore. Hello,
She's saying it.
and welcome to Liber Novus Intermission 1 Part 2, Dad Overboard, where we are playing Brindlewood Bay, a game of old ladies solving crimes. And and so far, our three characters, Auntie Torvi and her roommate Jillian, and Dahlia, the Blanche, the Blanche Dubois of the team, have
Dahlia fucks.
yeah.
I mean,
have been looking into the death by drowning of Arthur Krauss, who was a sort of this like tech mogul, and the night before Arthur Krauss fell off of his yacht, his ship, because it's too big to call a boat, and he washed ashore. And the ladies, our characters, were asked to do some searching. So through a fair amount of conversations with the family, there are 3 grown children and a wife. They have been trying to find clues into what could possibly have happened to Krauss's life. What? Like, what could have happened to Krauss's body? I don't know.
I think it left him. I think the life left him.
If it was if it left, or if
how
it was
did he
taken.
die? How did he die? Right.
Stolen.
To be clear, the wife is grown too.
God, Paxton.
Not just his children.
Yeah,
the man's very adult wife and their very adult children.
One of those things that becomes less true the more you say it.
Yeah, the wife is in fact a mannequin robot. Just
okay, yeah.
No.
Okay,
Thank
now
you for taking it away.
makes
That's
sense.
only slightly better. Oh my gosh.
So, and they gathered a bunch of clues, which I will let you all recap in a minute after you introduce yourself. But we stopped after you all talked to David, the middle child and only son, who runs an art gallery in Boston and was very excited about being interviewed for this. He was very excited.
The fucking turn that we had on David, like, I don't remember what it was, but when you were first describing him or we were first getting the rundown of who he was, we were like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
This guy sucked. And then we spoke with him and we're like, who is he? Why did we wait so long to talk to this fabulous man?
And it's because he was drinking. Like, the way to think about David is he has a bull. We realized much later on that basically what he looks like, if you want haircut, you got to look up the Finnish the Finnish entry to this year's Eurovision.
If you exist on the internet, you might already know it. It's the one with the puffy green, right?
Yeah. But it's the bowl cut, because David had a bowl cut, asymmetrical sunglasses. I can't remember what he was wearing, except that we did decide that he was wearing those socks, those like shoes that have like that make your feet look like Ninja Turtles.
Oh, right. He was wearing tabby shoes.
Yeah.
I think that's what it was that made us go like, fuck this guy.
At some point, Jackie just said that David just is a dude who dresses like a lesbian. And he's just a lesbian. And I was like, yeah, that's pretty much his look. But so you hated him, but then he was like, interview me. And like he really wanted.
Am I a suspect?
I
want to be a suspect.
Lives in my brain. You talk to the rest, now talk to the best. Me.
Yes.
Drink.
Yes, that's very good.
Drink.
Yeah, exactly. The dude from Is It Cake? I do. I think of that too. The one who makes with all the tattoos. Yeah, that's exactly right. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
And when after we left, he had invited you all back to the boat to to poke around there. So let's take a minute and interview ourselves. Nope. Let's take a minute and introduce ourselves. I think I may be having a stroke today. I don't know what's happening.
Have you had water, coffee, food?
I don't know. I definitely have not had 2 cups of coffee today.
Definitely not. No.
Was it 3?
No, it was only like 1.5. It's 1.5.
It's 1 4/5.
We got this like coffee that our friends gave us, and I was like, "This is acceptable coffee." That was it. And I was like, "This is fine." And then they were like, "But you know when people give you coffee and they're like, this coffee is the
oh my god,
it's like you haven't tasted coffee till you make coffee with these beans." And I mean, like he found it like while like searching the Spanish Main for a doubloon, and he was like, I didn't come back with gold. I came back with fucking coffee. Like, you have not tasted the liquid nectar of life until you have tasted this coffee, dude.
Yep.
You got to get a fucking bloom going on. And I was like, dude, I just buy my shit from Costco. Can I just like...
I just use my pour over machine.
Yep.
I don't call it a pour over. Just call it filter coffee.
Yep,
I press on.
Boop. I hit
my drip coffee.
Yep. I just hit 8 cups, motherfucker. Boop. I just hit the button.
I hope I put the same amount of water in every single day. I hope I put in the same amount of scoops. I don't measure my coffee in grams.
Nope.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I measure it with my heart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm sloppy with my coffee preparation, so I get the cheap coffee grounds. Like, I understand that I'm getting what I pay for with the coffee. I don't need more than that.
I think I am too neurodivergent for this conversation.
I am a coffee snob due to my neurodivergence. I mean, I went hardcore, and now I know a lot of things, and I do most of them wrong.
That's not to say that I don't enjoy a well-made cup of coffee.
No.
I just don't have the time or patience for it. I found something that works for me, and that's all I need, and I stick with it.
I just want it to be hot and dark roast, and that's it. That's just like... that's just that's and I just like the hotter the better, the darker the better. I don't drink Starbucks because that shit tastes like oil, and
it's like so
especially
sour.
Recently with their new drink. Haha.
Oh yeah.
Do you guys
with olive oil in it?
Yeah, the
right?
olive oil.
Yeah. I know
and people are drinking it.
I know it through coffee YouTube, and actually it's supposedly not that bad if you use good olive oil, which I doubt they do.
The 2 problems that I've been seeing is that a lot of people, because I think right now it's only like in California or some shit. It's in very like select places.
Super exclusive.
In America. Like, it's existed in Europe for a while. But the 2 issues that I see with it, with American experience, is that a lot of the people that go to Starbucks for the fresh new drink will get iced or frappuccinos, and you don't want to do that with this. It has to be hot coffee. And also, these people don't realize that the olive oil is an additional diuretic on top of the coffee, and so they end up shitting themselves.
Yeah.
Because they're not prepared or ready for it. Like, I heard somewhere, and this could be totally wrong, but so it's Italians to eat so much olive oil based stuff that they're fine with it, but like Americans are just like living in the bathroom when they have some of it.
I got a text the other day from someone I'm related to.
Segue.
And and then we're going to introduce ourselves.
We were on track somewhere, but
the text said,
we left the station.
The text says, I do a lot of, I thank God I made it to the bathroom in time for a fully grown adult. And I wrote back, I know that on the daily. The end.
Yep.
Let's go back. Let's introduce ourselves. Jackie, you're up first.
Right.
Hi. I'm Jackie. I use she, they pronouns. I've been playing Jillian, who I think uses she, her. Yes. I don't know.
According to my notes, that is true.
Hey, I think the safe way to describe Jillian is a Gothwoods witch.
Mm-hmm.
She by the locals has been labeled a witch, which she definitely like nails in that image at every opportunity. She thinks it's great and funny and super fun. And she lives with Auntie Torvi, or Dreen's character, and they're They're roommates.
Oh my god, they're roommates.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
All right. So let's talk about Auntie Torvi.
Yeah. So my name is Jorien. I use she they pronouns. I'll be playing Torvi, who also uses she her pronouns. And Torvi has not the same aesthetic as her roommate. She uses a little bit more cottagecore vibes mixed with herbology. She is like the herbologist of the town, has been for fucking ever. So if you have any problems that you don't want to go to your doctor for, just go to Auntie Torvi. She probably has some sort of salve or drink or whatever tincture to fix that.
She got that potion.
Yeah. And she is followed around by a humongous chubby cat.
Oh, right.
Whose name is
Gumdrop.
Gumdrop.
Of course, Gumdrop.
Yep. All right.
We love Gumdrop.
And then finally,
I live for Gumdrop.
And then finally, I guess that's me.
you. Yeah, go ahead.
That's
Paxton.
correct.
Come on,
Certainly
Dolly.
not least. Paxton, please.
Hey, I am Paxton. I use he, him pronouns. I will be playing Dahlia, who I believe just uses she, her pronouns. I can't remember.
No, she, they, but
She, they, that seems to track for her. Dahlia is a retired librarian and old lady punk.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Dahlia fucks.
And Dahlia fucks, or at least she tries to.
Everybody's town. All right. Anybody want to tell me what clues you've gathered so far?
I was just like, you got it, Ben. You got it. You're gonna get there. But words are hard. I have a delightful little list. If you guys are okay with me just fucking reading it out.
I'm
yes,
okay with
please.
that.
Cool. And this is, I think, in order that we found them.
Mm-hmm.
So we examined the body, and Dahlia went through Albert, who is the deceased, Albert's pockets, and found an official-looking paper that had paternity test on it. However, the contents of the actual test have been destroyed by the water that his body was found in. Torvi noticed and fished out something shiny from the water nearby. It's a 2-shot, like tiny little pistol, like the ones that you could like hide in your purse that are like speak. Tiny.
Yeah.
It's obviously very expensive. It's like design, and I think it's like coloration and etchings match the family boat. It has the initials AK engraved in on it, and it still has both bullets in its chambers, which usually means it wasn't fucking shot. Emily, the youngest daughter, provided us a copy of the guest list for the upcoming ball. It was like a charity ball
for veterans who lost. It was the Warriors Ball. It was for veterans who suffered through testicular cancer.
Right.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because it wasn't. Didn't Albert make his money off of the prosthetics?
No, that was.
Is that what it was?
No, that was.
Or was that just a conversation that came from us talking about the ball?
That was a conversation. Yeah. Paxton gave us a Wikipedia article. No, Albert.
Yes, I did.
Albert
did real estate and IT investing.
Yeah.
Thank you for having that written down. But yeah, Emily provided us a copy of the guest list, and her name has been crossed off.
Mm-hmm.
Allison, the wife, revealed when talking to Torvi that Albert was not a cheater. She said, quote, he was quite devoted. But she also saw him and Sarah, the eldest daughter, arguing on the deck of the boat, after which he drank heavily. Sarah, the eldest daughter, shared a crumpled family photo she had found in like Albert's office or stuff or something, that is of her, her husband, and their kids. She said that Albert had seemed angry at her, and she doesn't know why, and went to bed early the night of the fight. Looking at the photo, we noticed that the eldest daughter of Sarah's doesn't look a whole lot like the father in the picture. And then we got to talk to David for a little bit, and he has receipts that show that Albert was Baroque. Quote, "We're in the red."
We're in the red.
And those are all the notes.
Yes. And so he had Albert, when we the theme song plays, it's got a lot of those, the way the 1980s credits were, where it's like clips from the movie and then freeze frame when you get the actress, like, and the name of the actress is there, or like it's like Jillian.
Oh God, what's everybody's freeze frame?
I think it's like the three of you like looking around a corner, and it just like freezes, and it's like Jillian, Auntie Tori, Dahlia.
It's definitely the order too. You got that right. Yeah. Jillian's absolutely a top.
And then there's Gumdrop at the bottom.
Yeah. And then it's like introducing, and then like the actor cat whose name is not Gumdrop. It's like Stargirl, like Gumdrop as introducing Stargirl as Gumdrop. Doot, and it like plays the Magnum theme song. God, I love Magnum PI. That show is so good.
Speaking of theme songs, we also still had at least one Void Clue, but I think maybe two.
Yeah,
I have
one.
I have one written down.
Yeah,
then we maybe only have one.
Yep,
we should be getting a second one.
We're about to get a second one as you all step onto the tiny dinghy, like motorized like boat that David took to the harbor from the yacht, because the yacht Brunowood Bay is big, but it's not big enough to like bring a ship that big into it. It's mostly recreational and fishing, so there's no place to moor up a large yacht. So David had to come in on their boat, and this tiny boat is for being like what is ostensibly something that is just there to cart you from shore to boat and back, is also like beautifully white, super washed down, gold trimmed, and he fires it up, and you're pretty certain in the beginning, Jillian, that it's just like the roar of the engine that's starting, like that vroom, vroom, vroom. But it gets more and more rhythmic. You get kind of lost into it, and you're not certain exactly when it changes from like the vroom, 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 vroom. No, that's a motorcycle. When it changes like the revving of a speedboat to the rhythmic chanting of voices, but it is slow and dolorous. And I think you like look around for a minute, and just behind a shack that says like boat rentals, fishing gear supplied, $5 extra, whatever, you see a cloaked figure, just like head to toe in a cloak. There's nothing underneath. You can't tell what they look like, what their body shape is. And they are wearing a pristine white porcelain mask. The sun just sort of reflects off of it. And you get that camera flare. When you were a kid and someone's wearing a watch and they try to do that thing where they make the reflection wind up in your eyeball and you're like, what an asshole. That is what happens when you like notice this. There's that like line. You're like, God, I can't look away. You got to look away because the sun's reflecting off this person's like polished mask. And when you look back, it's gone. That person is gone. And so is the chanting. But you feel this one word resonating in your head over and over again, and it's just the word void, void, void. And then David goes, "Let's fire this bitch up," and you right, and like you're brought back, and he is not. Yeah, he steps on it. He's like, I drive on the water like I drive in my life, fast. And keeps going. Yeah.
We forgot to do the start of the session, end of session marking thing.
Oh, the experience.
Box thing.
We did forget to do that. Let's check some boxes. I didn't remember that. Baka.
Probably could have done this before we had
people
started the stream, but
all right,
whatever.
Nobody move their face. We're gonna like hold this because we're gonna come back, and afterwards you have to, whatever you're looking. Now you can look, but you just gotta remember that pose because I'm gonna cut all this shit out. I hope you can...
we're not going to be able to remember that pose.
Everyone, just
there's
go
a
like
cat
this.
involved.
So
I just chose an easy. Oh, Suki's so sweet. Look at her.
Okay.
Why can't my cat cuddle me like that?
Your cat is delightful. All right, give me some things, some stuff you got to do, like some goals. Let me fire that up.
I'm gonna dote, and I'm gonna show someone that I still got it. Those are the two that I'm choosing this time.
You're gonna dote and show someone you still got it. Okay. And what are you doing?
I'm going to secretly undermine the authority of a local official.
Okay.
And...
Love that it says secretly.
Huh? Yeah. The secretly is going to be the challenge. And
just gaslight.
Can we do the same ones that we have already done?
Sure.
I believe
just share the wisdom with the young person.
Okay.
Because I always like that one for.
All right. That leaves me with share a memory of a late family member and behave like a woman half your age.
Ooh, I don't think you'll have a problem with that.
I don't think I'll have any problems doing that.
Also, completely unrelated, I'm using froggy dice today. Like, these dice have little froggies in them.
I believe we have the same kind of... we have the same person who made the dice. Mine have little cats.
Oh, that's awesome. And then what's great about these froggies is that they have the little, like, 3-face, you know, the little, like, cat face. You know what I'm talking about? And then this die has a frog for the D6 side, for the 6 side, and it's a gift from Kira and Allie, and I adore it.
Oh, good job. All right. And we're back. All right, make your face again.
I was going to say.
Oh.
I don't remember what my face was.
That's fair.
I can't get Suki to repeat her face either.
Suki, repeat your face. No. All right. So we're back, and you're there, right? And it's if we remember, it was kind of early morning, so you're getting to about brunch time, and the water is
brunch.
Yeah, you're feeling the mist on your face as you're just zooming out to the boat, and he pulls up, and there is a when you get to the back of the David is actually a really good boat driver, and you
mean a dinghy captain?
Yeah, he's very good at what he does. It's impressive. You expected him to like just be lame and like screw around, but he brings it up to the back of the boat. The back of the ship very easily. It's one of those things where there is almost like a mini dock on the back of the yacht, and standing there is this. You would guess probably a little younger than you are. So maybe in his late 50s, early 60s, gray hair at this point. But it's combed back, tan skin, like he has just spent his whole life on the water. Kind of like a George Harrison sort of look to him. And he is in a white suit, white tie, white shirt, white gloves, some like golden epaulets. And he, when you pull up, he he was standing very, professionally before, but he gives actually like this like click of his heels, like where he like, like taps them together, and he goes, Master David, so nice of you to return. And he's like, David just goes, Andrew, moor it up, and tosses him the keys. And Andrew just like catches it, bap, like out of just, single-handed. Very good, sir. And claps his heels again. He goes, these ladies are my new friends, and we're going to eat food together. Please, after you do this, prepare us sandwiches. And he goes, of course. This family obviously has more money than they know what they do with. Why don't each of you tell me one thing that this boat, like right as you are walking up these steps? Oh no! Oh, and
I think Jackie is back, kinda. Maybe
Jackie disappeared. Did Webb touch the thing?
We'll see.
Everyone make a frozen face. I'll tell this story while we're waiting. It's about T-shirts.
Okay.
When I was at a school that I used to work at, hello, nope, goodbye. Oh no, she'll be back. They made a T-shirt for all the teachers to wear. And it is these two hands that are ripping open the shirt, like it's like screen printed.
Oh no!
So it's these two hands that are ripping open the shirt, and it says, "Teaching's my superpower. What's yours?" First of all, we are a school of teachers, and no one checked with the English department, so there's no apostrophe on the. It's just what's, and I was like, shit, no one could. They were like, give us all back, but. But they're two hands, right? They're ripping open this like screen printed shirt. So if you were a lady who had anything other, it just looked like the shirt was cupping your breasts. Yeah.
Hi, Jackie.
Hi, Jackie. Okay.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Can Jackie talk?
Well, no, not yet. Yeah, there we go.
All right. As I said.
That was a good story, Ben.
Thanks. As I said, nothing good. No, this place has too much money. So tell me, what one thing do you notice on the deck or the railings or whatever that each one of you gets to choose like one bananas thing that is just so opulent that it is too much? Dahlia, go first. What does Dahlia notice?
There is. Oh, hi. Hello, Suki. Sorry, she sometimes tries to climb into my mouth while I'm speaking. There is like a lot of ships or boats will have like a mini bar kind of situation.
Oh yeah.
This one isn't that mini. It's like one of these huge counters that is just covered in bottles.
Oh yeah.
And every single one of these bottles probably costs like $200.
Oh,
There's nothing lower than like second shelf liquor of any kind here. But there's just an absurd variety.
Yeah. And actually, as David takes you by it, he goes, "My father had the largest collection of ouzo outside of Greece." And he's like, "Look at all these ships." And you just like all the bottles, like there's a bottle that looks like a boat. There's a bottle that like
yes.
like everything is just a bottle that looks like a skull, a bottle that looks like two people in embrace.
Embrace.
And and he's like and he goes, it was his thing. He liked licorice flavored things.
Why?
I don't know. The rich have tastes, even the formerly rich. And
there's no
I
expense.
think this argues otherwise.
Secretly Scandinavian.
Yep, secretly
Probably
favorite
secretly
band.
Scandinavian.
There's just
That's a good
licorice
one, yeah.
everywhere. Yeah, licorice and champagne. Scandinavian Nights. And
How many Scandinavian nights?
1001.
1001.
everything. Yeah, there's no Alibaba in that. It's just like everything's. They're like,
It's Svensson.
yeah, Scheherazade is just like, it was fucking cold again. All right. So you have there's this huge bar. It's like what you would expect at like a 4-star hotel.
Fucking huge.
Not a 5-star hotel, but a 4-star. Yeah.
Apparently, like a quarter of the bottles are now ouzo.
Yep.
Yes. And weirdly shaped.
And yeah. Yep. Just loves it. Loves ouzo. All right. What else do you notice, Auntie Torvi?
Yeah, I mean, Paxton basically stole the thing that I was going to say.
Oh no.
But I also think that this yacht cannot do without an obscene amount of personnel. But they are experts at hiding in plain sight.
Oh yeah.
So there is a couple panels that if you push them, then they suddenly open and there is like a person behind it that is doing the laundry or that kind of stuff. So like the way Torfi notices is that there is sometimes people in the peripheral vision walking past and then disappearing into nothingness is just a hidden hallway somewhere into the lower decks of the ship.
I freaking love that. Yeah. Like it was it's just like the whole place is just, you just can't help but hear scampering feet the whole time.
Yeah, it's
right?
unnerving. You feel watched all the freaking time.
I know this is not what you were going for, but all I could think of was the scene from Chitty Chitty Bang Bang where those two guys are sneaking around the ship in the big like tube looking thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, like
such a specific pull, but
that is very specific.
Like you turn a corner and there's just like piping coffee like on a crystal tea.
It's like you are about to raise your hand to ask something, and then there's both a plate of pastrami sandwiches and a full platter of like a tea set and a platter of coffee in front of you, and you're like,
You're like, how did that even happen? It's very
I guess. Yeah.
The place is magical.
Yeah.
Okay, what do you notice, Jillian?
I mean, people get bored, right? Like you have to have something to do. So I'm sure there's a lot of like other recreational areas in the ship, but the deck at the very least has like a bowling alley. Not one lane, but like 2 or 3 lanes.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's got the setup so if it's nighttime they can do like the black light version.
Oh, yeah, love it.
Well, hell yeah.
And they can't have the full deck be the carpet, but they do have like roll mats or carpets that are the fucking arcade pattern that they can roll out for the right time.
Yeah, it's so good. It's true. In fact, like the balls just go into the ocean. There's no like thing that brings like they just every time they bowl they need like 500 balls. No. They do come back. I think they also have a lawn for lawn darts on the second level, like on like the roof, but like they grew a lawn. Like they
have it for golfing. Like all of the balls are like biodegradable. Like they shell out for the good stuff. They're not just going to like yeet trash into the ocean.
Yeah. Just
I'm so sorry to double back because my Discord shitted out when this happened. Who was the guy that met us on deck? I got through the description and then everything just went.
Andrew.
Andrew's
okay.
the butler, I think.
Yes, I had that written down. I was like, he's not being described like somebody named Captain Cookie. Was that the fucking name?
Okay, first of all,
Captain Curly. Captain Curly. I got my alliteration
Cookie.
mucked up.
Yeah. But yes, you're all directed to the third biggest dining set table set up on the aft side of the boat. And it's, a 6-person table, like with a little bit of sun.
This is basically a yacht.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, it's just a full on.
It's the super yacht. Yeah.
Oh god.
And you're right. There are pastrami sandwiches, and there's also like some
pastrami.
There's also some
ready-made mimosas.
Yeah. Oh, so many mimosas. And ouzo. Because that was like a standard order. Like you had
mimosas with ouzo if you want.
Yeah. Ouzo had to be served at every meal. And
oh no.
And
oh god.
Although he Andrew says, would you like me to add the water for you? He was Mr. Krause was very specific before his death. And we were not allowed to do any mixing preceding. Ouzo? And he smiles.
Wait. We're not allowed. They were not allowed to do any pre-mixing, but they are allowed to make mimosas.
No,
that's the only drink they can be pre-mixed.
You don't want the cool cloudy effect in your ouzo to go stale.
Right.
You know?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think I'm going to stay with a mimosa. Thank you.
Very good. And he smiles, and his teeth stand in stark contrast to his tan skin, because his teeth are so white. I feel like I may have used this description before, but his teeth are like the white teeth versus the tan skin. But it is just something so affluent in my mind. Like, everyone has Invisalign and spray on tans, and their teeth are white.
Mm-hmm.
And Torfi switches out for sunglasses immediately.
Very good.
That makes sense.
Ouzo?
I'm going
Ouzo?
to
Sandwiches?
to normal glasses.
Oh, Dahlia. Oh yes, I would love some ouzo.
Yeah, very good. And he brings out a bottle that is shaped like the couple in like lovemaking, but a different bottle than before. He goes, "This was from what Mr. Krause referred to as his Clinton collection, because Bill Clinton gave it to him." And he pours it out a little bit. You
could taste the Clinton in every sip.
Oh no!
I'm just sitting here being like, I don't know what ouzo is. This is fine.
It's delicious.
It's licorice flavored alcohol that is clear. It's very anise flavored.
Anise, yeah, it's not licorice. It's
enough.
anise.
It's anise. Oh, it's clear.
Very much pure anise with alcohol. It's delicious.
So, but it's white, and then you drop water in it when you drink it, and it turns and it goes from clear to milky white as the water.
You drink it kind of the same way as you drink absinthe.
Yeah.
Except absinthe, like, usually you add sugar as well. But anyway.
Yeah, usually you drop absinthe over a sugar cube into ice water. So yeah.
Did you just like how Suki popped up? Like, I have opinions.
Attack me out.
Suki's like, I have opinions on how you drink absinthe. I'll fucking show you, sugar.
Whenever you
can also drink ouzo pure. I mean, that's how I have drinking it in the past. It's delicious. If you like anise, you will like.
Sounds
ouzo.
like it's one of those drinks that I will only have served to me by somebody who drinks it on the regular.
Yeah.
Like I this is not something that I will try just all willy-nilly. It has to be like, yes, this is my favorite drink. I will prepare it for you, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Or maybe Hudson will dare you to try it.
He got me once, and I don't know if I can trust him again.
I was going to say, don't give Hudson any ideas. If I'm to go by all of the stories.
All right. So, and he leans in, he goes,
anyway.
Now David leans back, and Andrew goes, is there anything else I could help you with?
Well, my roommate might also want something to drink. Or not.
Oh.
It's up to you, but...
Mimosa's fine.
Fair enough. Ching! Just so two mimosas.
Yes, absolutely.
Yep. Dahlia is looking at the ouzo bottle and just like mumbles, Nathaniel and I used to do that all the time.
Dolly. The joke is it's the one shaped like a cat.
All right. So what?
Back in my day.
Yes.
Gumdrop, by the way, loudly meows as Andrew walks away.
What kind of
I'm
meow is
sorry. Do you have some lactose-free milk?
Of course. And he like bows.
Thank you. One little
Heels,
bowl of that,
walks
please.
away. And David Lean goes, "Okay, what's next?"
I think we all just stare at for a second. Just be like, how the hell did we end up here? Well, in your own words, can you tell us what happened yesterday evening?
Oh, give me a roll.
What?
Oh, I don't know.
What roll?
This is just a day, like a snoop roll or whatever they're called, where you're.
Do you mean
a metal roll? Give me a metal roll with one of your choice.
Yes, I can.
Oh God!
If I remember how to meddle with things, then I can.
You choose what skill you are meddling with, and you add to it.
I think it's presence because.
Yep, you're being friendly.
No. Which sucks because I have +0 to that, but oh well.
At least it's not negative.
6.
Ooh. So that is
you love to see
a failure.
Which means an experience.
Which means somebody's gonna shoot you for asking a question.
I don't think you get XP on a failure in this system.
You do, actually. I believe you do. You will fail unless you decide to share something or go from there.
Yeah,
but you got to remember which ones you've already marked, because if you fill up all the marks of the crown, you then start doing all the marks of the void. So you have to do one you haven't done yet.
I can do a Crown of the Queen instead. A flashback of your fondest memory with one of your children.
Okay.
I think one of Torfi's there is such a thing as biological children, and then there's found children. I don't think Torfi really has any biological children. I don't know. Maybe 1 or 2, and they don't talk to her anymore. She's a little bit too eccentric for some people. Anyway, so I think it's one of the children from the village just came back from college and was like, "Oh my God, Auntie Torvi, I need to tell you all about this new guy that I met, and can you tell me whether he's a good one or not?" Like all that kind of stuff, and just drank quite a bit of alcohol because the college child just brought home a bunch of things that they really enjoyed.
Sure.
They basically just got drunk a lot and started talking about all the things that had happened since this little kid left. Well, not so little kid anymore, but oh well.
Okay, that's.
We probably do need a name
of this kid that came back.
Yeah.
Franz.
Sure.
His name was Franz.
Franz. Okay.
There's a large, Dutch, German, I don't know, community in Brandyward Bay. So, okay. So because it is and I think you sort of, I think that night you drank a lot with him too, to get him talking about whether or not this guy was the right guy for him, et cetera, et cetera. And you're doing the same thing with David to get David talking. He's so I'm gonna
as soon as the glass is empty, Torfi is right there re-pouring and
I'm going to give you a condition that will give you a -1 to some of them, which
That's fine.
tipsy. You're tipsy now.
Oh, okay. I can handle my liquor. Okay.
You've been throwing some back on this one. And David leans forward and he goes, well, I already told you all that we're broke. But what I haven't been able to figure out is how we are still here. You know, this is not an inexpensive trip, but Dad was certain of it. He very much wanted it to come. So I did some snooping.
Tell me more. And she just ups it, like she refills his glass.
Oh, thank you.
Are you going to tell us how you are staying afloat? Because we are on a boat.
No.
And he says, so I was sneaking around Dad's office because, I want to be like you. Do you think
admirable?
I mean, not obviously like you, but I have been thinking about putting on a one-man play about a mystery-solving art gallery owner and staging it at my art gallery. Very meta. Yes. And he goes, so I was practicing my snooping skills. I'm quite good. Do you see these shoes? They're my sneaking shoes. And
your sneakers, if you will. Sorry, I've been sitting on that joke since yesterday evening when a similar situation came up.
And he goes,
just love Torvi just finishing every joke with "if you will."
He looks at his shoes and he goes, "Damn it!" He goes, "My character will wear sneakers for sneaking."
Are his shoes just like patent leather, like designer?
With a thick sole and thick heel.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely not for sneaking.
No.
So not for sneaking.
Definitely for squeaking, though.
Yeah, but he thinks that, and he goes, and I found a letter trying to collect a debt from Dad. Someone has lent my father a lot of money. But before I could see where the letter was, before I could see who the letter was from, Dad came in and I had to shove the letter away. But someone has lent us an inordinate amount of money to keep us going. Not that I need the help, mind you. My gallery is lovely.
Of course.
I've only borrowed, I am very much self-made. After the original $300,000 loan, I've done it all myself.
I love David, but I hate that.
Oh, we can't forget he's a rich boy,
Yeah.
So, but that's what he says. So you know that somewhere in that office is the letter. And then eventually Andrew comes back with the bowl of lactose-free milk, and walking with him is this late 30s, early 40s man. Long hair, just starting to show that used to be this like deep black. You can tell it, but it's starting to get that almost like ashy look that you get when you're starting to get a little bit older. That the luster is not there, but it's tied back in a ponytail, and he is dressed in officer whites as well, wearing a captain's hat, but the jacket isn't on. Instead, he's just got this like shirt that's buttoned up, and a couple of the buttons are undone at the top, and you can see sort of all sorts of nautical tattoos that are all over his arms. And Andrew goes, "Allow me to introduce you to Captain Curly."
Curly.
Yep, Captain Curly. Also known, he goes, and then Curly just goes, that's just a nickname. Carl Willoughby, nice to meet you all. And he like puts out his hand.
Willoughby. Okay.
Yep. And you guys actually know that there's a Willoughby family in Brindlewood Bay.
Ooh.
And you know. And you know, he says, you know, I'm here like if you need hold on, there he goes. Yes, if you need to know anything, I'm around too. But I have to make sure that this place is running spick and span, right? As soon as we get the clearance, we're back to Boston. I gotta take these people home.
And Jillian leans over to Torv and goes, "Ship shape, if you will."
But yes, you know, he's just like, he is, yeah, just the eyes, you know, he looks at all of you with the eyes of that are gray, like the ocean before a storm. And you know, you notice like a braided puka shell necklace around his neck, and he says, but I just thought I'd take the moment to introduce myself to you all. I'll see you around.
Oh, it's good to meet you, Captain.
Torpy is indeed looking at Darla expectantly.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about Andrew, much to the same effect, because like both of them have been described as very attractive.
Yeah.
Dahlia is thinking some things.
And David,
thinking about that bottle.
Yeah, David just goes, Curly, and he's like, David. And then he's like, see you later. And you hate to see him go, but you love to watch him leave.
I think the second the captain is like out of earshot, Jillian looks over to David and goes, there certainly seems to be a story there. Because they're surly with each other.
Surly with Curly.
Surly with Curly.
Thank you for finding the reason why I said that word.
Are you gonna meddle? Is this a meddle?
I think so.
How are you gonna meddle?
I mean, the only way I probably could with this one is it's got to be the presence again, because it's the gossip vibe, right? I am a gossip girl. Girl, go pee.
Go piss, girl.
No.
Go piss, girl.
Yikes.
That's a 7.
Ooh, so there, what, you want to take a, all right, what is this, what could this cost you? I think if you push this, David is going to tell you, but you may be but you'll be prying a little much, and he may clam up, and he'll probably clam up afterwards. That will be the situation.
I don't think Jillian would push it then. Okay. I think it's one of those things where like she would make the insinuation that she did and just be like, you know, like, ooh, what's the story there? And if David very clearly is like, I don't want to talk about it, yes. Jillian's like, okay. Because like there's another half to the equation that we could potentially get that information out of.
Yeah.
And there's so far, I don't think there's anything indicating that might be a potential important motivation. But who knows?
And he just goes, family stuff. I hate it.
Let's not talk about it. Drink.
Yep, glug. All right.
Instead, let's talk about my
bottle again.
Death.
Let's.
Gotta keep it full.
How do you want? How are we gonna do this? Room by room. There are a lot of them.
I think splitting up is probably the best idea.
Yes, sure. I would love to see your father's study.
Okay.
Let's see if we can find that letter back. Do you want to come with me and this bottle?
Oh.
Absolutely. And he goes, oh God, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of like a rhyming pun that goes with like drinking, but something like, I'll sink that drink, but like not like, but like following, but it's something like that where he's like, of course, I'll follow a bottle until the ends of the earth.
She's basically doing the donkey thing with the carrot. It's just like, come along. Yeah. Oh, actually, I cannot actually walk in the front because I don't know where to go.
Yes.
Do they link arms?
Yeah, of course. I think they
Sure. Yep.
Yep.
The most platonic linking of arms ever
to
exist.
Very much so. It's very much a grandma with grandchild kind of vibe, but like well connected grandma and grandchild. Yeah. She does look over her shoulder and signs to Jillian, like, if you do not hear from me in half an hour, come find me.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think David
might be drunk somewhere under a desk.
Yeah. All right, what are you all going, and Jillian and Dahlia?
Ooh. I mean, Paxton, I think Dahlia's got to go talk with Captain Curly, right?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or try to get Andrew alone. But
I mean, you can do both. I was just going to do some general snooping around the ship. So if you want to keep talking to people, I can avoid that.
Yeah, absolutely. Andrew, dear, could you take me up to talk with the captain? I'm sure he would have an interesting perspective on the events of last night.
Oh, Dahlia wants a sandwich made. Okay.
And he...
Gross.
He goes, but of course. And he like nods and
but of course.
But of course.
But
and he
like
and he leads you up to the you know the what is that called? The helm? Is that called the helm? Is that
the helm?
Yeah, the helm's
the
room.
Cockpit.
I don't think it's called the cockpit.
No, it's not.
That's what Dahlia called it.
Gross. Anyway, yeah, the cockpit. Coxswain, go. Swap the poop.
It'll be the cockpit when Dahlia's done with it. Okay, I'm done now.
I'm gonna have to like mark really not made for children on this one. This one may need to be 18 and up. Anyway.
16 if you're in Europe.
Yeah, find the poop deck. And so yes, you're taking it up. And where are you gonna start snooping, Jillian?
That's a very good question. I don't know.
Use the secret alleyways that are put in place right for this purpose.
I was gonna say, honestly, I think those secret pathways sound really fun because I imagine that if the intent was that these passageways were meant to be used so the help is never seen nor heard, they would have to be able to hear and see well enough to know when it's free to, go out and do the thing and then dash back in, like to get that timing down. So that's a really nice way to be able to explore and experience without a lot of like the important, with the heaviest quotation marks, people knowing.
Okay.
So I think Jillian's gonna kind of follow her heart on this one, which could, if I need to roll something to find something interesting, could be following a vibe, like maybe potentially a sensitivity roll.
I think I like that, but we're going to do that after we come back from a short break because we're our first hour in. Let's take a break. All right, we'll be right back.
Your horn broke.
Who feels voluntary first?
I can go first.
All right. So you and David go below decks, and if anything, the below deck is even more opulent than the above deck. There is a movie theater, a very large dining hall that you assume could sit 14, 18, like a lot of people. There is a club room with games and another table. It's like, which is against the wall currently. There's a dartboard, and there's one of those electronic golf games where you can like hit it into the wall and it'll tell you how it goes.
So wait, you're telling me that golf or that dart games are illegal, or are they just illegal on boats?
Lawn darts? No, you could. Lawn darts are illegal in America, but they're in international waters. But they can play normal darts.
We can discuss that later. What? Anyway, go ahead.
What? Okay, never mind. Yeah. And the table's been pushed up against this, and there's like, also snacks that have been set out there, nachos, but like fancy nachos, and drinks. This place, it seems like this is the type of place that pretty much is like it's like a walking food waste factory. Like they probably like everything just, you're certain that the kitchen which is below one deck below even more, probably runs the whole, like a big chunk of the boat, and is probably always functioning A, and B, just always just scrap food. And yeah, there's David points off, the bedrooms are over there. Mine is not the biggest. Which he says like really kind of like with a bummer.
Yeah.
But and it's kind of labyrinthine in the down here, but he does get you to where the aft of the boat. Nope, where's the aft?
Aft is the butt.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you get
aft
to the
aft.
Yeah, you get to the aft of the boat, and there is a mahogany double doors, also inlaid with gold.
Wow.
And and David goes, that is the study. He doesn't belch. That was just Manhattan. This sort of bubbly drink I'm drinking always does it. So
by now he has had quite a bit of alcohol, so he could be belching. I don't know.
Both of you are slightly drunk, and he goes,
yeah, we sway just a little bit,
and it's not
but
just
balancing each other out,
and it's not just the boat.
Definitely not, though we will not admit that if you ask.
Okay. So he says, you take the lead. You're the detective.
Why, thank you. And she just, she knocks on the mahogany door just to make sure that nobody is in there.
He goes, my father's dead. I thought you knew that.
I know, darling, but maybe there's just a server, or I just... You're right. And then she opens the door.
It's locked.
David! Couldn't you have said it was locked before I tried to open it? Do you have a key?
And he goes, it's not usually locked. No. It's not usually locked.
Shoulder check the thing.
And then he jiggles the handle like maybe you just didn't know. And
yeah. Maybe you did it wrong because you're a woman.
Because I do not think that's David's move.
David's tanking. We got to be careful. We don't want that.
But that's not why David did that. He was just trying the door. He's like,
oh right,
yeah.
Right.
And he just steps
that's
in, he goes,
pure Paxton.
And he just goes, oh no.
You activated my feminism.
He goes, damn it! What are we gonna do? He goes.
I know.
He like reaches into his hair, into his bowl cut, and he pulls out a bobby pin. He goes, I've never tried this before.
His bowl cut bobby pin is my favorite band.
That's a good. You should probably write that one down.
Well, I have one too. And she pulls out one that is more for like big hair pieces where they are more open.
Sure.
I don't think Torfi has ever picked a lock before.
Nope. And you're drunk, so you have in this case
my dexterity is not good enough.
So with a disadvantage, you roll 3 dice and you take the lower of the 2 combination.
Why?
And
also, it's vitality.
No, vitality is if you were to try to shoulder that sucker over.
Is it like
can I reason with the? Can I reason with the door?
Yep. Hey door. Hey door. No.
So what do you want me to roll? Actually, because
isn't there a finesse?
No.
No.
Vitality, composure, reason, presence, sensitivity. Vitality, I think, is the combination of all physical.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Not just the shove in the door, but also the picking the lack.
Let me take a look.
Vitality is doing things.
No. I know that you want something, darling, but you cannot always have what you want.
Yeah, I guess vitality will work. Sure, vitality.
If you try, sometimes you just might find you'll get what you need.
You get what you need. All right.
You will not believe what I rolled, but I rolled 2 6s and a 5.
Hell yeah.
Fuck your disadvantage. It makes her more powerful.
It's a shame that you have the minus because you would have gotten a void clue with a double.
No, because I still have a +1 on my vitality.
Ooh.
So
I think you actually have
an 11.
Yeah, you have an 11.
I still have an 11. They just cancel out.
Yep. So
she just like puts them in and just like.
Yep. You make it look easy. You may be, drunk makes you
hidden talent.
Yeah, you're strong as drunk, and you just like peek, and the door just opens. And if David could be any more in awe of the 3 of you, his eyes are like dinner plates. He's got like that little star that appears when in anime when people are like staring at people that are impressed
Steven Universe
by.
Eyes.
Yeah, Steven Universe, and he's just like, whoa.
David wants to be a meddling grandma.
Yeah, and he just like bows his head. Teach me your ways.
I will adopt you as one of our many sons. We just have to convince Jillian. But then you can become part of the family, no problem.
I can see it now.
Mystery first.
Mystery first.
She is slowly sinking into this whole detective role.
Yep. And you go in, and David goes, "Okay." And
Stop. Not a step further. We first need to observe. Otherwise, the sheriff becomes angry with me again for touching everything. Which we will do in a second, but just not now.
I love her so much.
It's such a good frame. It's like...
Right, David's observing.
The door opening. What do we see when we enter the room?
So there is a desk that matches the door, same wood. There is a leather couch along one wall. There are 2 chairs set up. They're cushy with nice armrests. Those are set up facing the desk as if he was ever taking a meeting. There is a very large computer on the desk with a impressive webcam display. It's pretty apparent that this is where he did his meetings when on the yacht. We're in here. There are a number of nautical themed paintings along the wall. Various boats throughout history. Shockingly, like some of them are like famous boat accidents in history, like the Titanic and the Lusitania. And then there's like a painting of his own boat, like right in the middle with him standing in front of it. And just like the title of the painting is in italics on like a plaque, Unsinkable. And he's so very much like, look at how everyone else got sank, but he and his boat are unsinkable.
Well,
he didn't call it the Unsinkable 2, but he was tempted.
Right.
I don't think he's cool enough to call it the Unsinkable 2.
No,
there's no irony in him.
Fair enough.
So, and he's got cloth bound. There's bookshelves with cloth bound books on them. All the classics. They got that gilded page siding stuff. So that's what you see when you walk in. For anything more, I'd need another metal roll.
Exactly what I was going to do. I think we're going to. So what I want to do is I want to use Gumdrop to help me with this.
Smell this out, Gumdrop.
Yeah, just we're just going to explore every nook and cranny, and I mean, if there is one thing that cats love, it's loose pieces of paper.
Amen.
I was gonna say,
especially if there are important pieces of paper.
So what I will say that with Gumdrop helping you,
Gumdrop gives me an advantage because of my Maven move.
Yep, but at the same time, you're also at a disadvantage because you're drunk. So this will just be 2 dice, as opposed to 2 dice in the higher or 2 dice in the lower. So there you go. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Okay. Is this composure?
Yeah, composure, present.
Composure works.
Composure works.
Whoa! I almost spilled my drink.
Blam!
That's a 9.
Okay, great. 9. We're gonna cut over to Jillian.
That's
Jillian, you said you wanted to explore the passages.
Following the gut vibe of the universe.
It's not hard to find one of the entrances. They are, in fact, very well concealed, but you got an eye and you got a gut, and your gut eye gets you where you need to go. So,
gut eye is my favorite band.
Gut eye, love it.
Did you say gut? I love it. But actually, this is going to be the first roll that we have. You go into this hallway, and the doors swing shut behind you, and it's not pitch black, because that would be bad for any of the people working to be walking in the dark.
No, they just all have night vision.
Yeah, they all have.
They hang up by the door.
But because.
And the one person that opens the door too soon is just like, ah!
Everyone here is Daredevil. Just like
wow.
No. You
world on fire.
You sneak. You go in. In fact, but what it is like is it's claustrophobic because they're not wasting space on this, right? Like
it's a ship that can't.
Right.
They have to make room for the bowling alley.
Yeah. And the movie theater and the arcade.
And the movie theater and the other movie theater.
Full court basketball court.
No, he does not have a full court basketball court.
And the Olympic-sized swimming pool.
Yeah, I mean, there is a swimming pool next to the lawn darts, which are illegal in America.
And it is it's one of the ones that has the motors that push the water towards you so you can swim and stop. But it's also big enough that you don't need that.
It's an infinity. Yeah, it's an infinity pool, of course.
God, I eat the rich.
Yeah.
Just every opulent thing we tack on, I'm just like,
yep. And it's see-through. So if you go in, like if you're sitting on the second floor, you can see people, like someone swimming in it when you're on the main deck because the walls are all like thick glass, like an aquarium.
It's the kind of pool that Boss died in.
Yeah. Anyway, so here's
might I remind you that this was a family with their children that were inhabiting this boat? It's problematic. God.
I mean,
it's not like a party boat. It's not like a
it's not a party boat.
I mean, it is a party boat, but it's party boat for just the
Mainly
rich.
party boat.
It can be.
Anyways, I'm in these hallways.
You're in the and they're and the lights that they use here are those strips of LEDs that you see in like movie theaters,
floor lights,
floor lights, or like if cabin decompresses, right, and you get like through all the branches there are different the lights change color, so like you don't know what they could, but it's like white for the main hallway, there's a blue branch, you don't know where that goes, there's one that's like light green, but I'm sure like one goes to the kitchen and one goes to this place, and when like they're like once you learn the colors, it's to keep you to know. But it is cramped and it is dim. And so what I really want you to do is actually make a night move here. Our first night move, because this is not a medal. When you do something risky or face something you fear, name what you're afraid will happen to you if you fail or lose your nerve. The keeper will let you know how it is worse than you fear. You can choose to go back down and go through with it. If you go through with it, roll on the appropriate ability. In this case, it will be sense. You do what you intend or hold steady. Describe what it looks like. So on a 12, you get... So anyway. So tell me what you want. What are you hoping to get out of it? How do you think... And if you don't get what you want, how do you think it will be bad?
God, I'm hoping, like, my want with this exploration is to find the juiciest something. Okay. Like, so far we've been following the standard detective practice of check out the body, check out the area, speak with the people. This is like the vigilante breaking and entering portion that we haven't gotten to yet. So I want this to have a big, like, clue reveal reward something. I want that carrot to be thick and juicy.
Okay. And what are you afraid? What are you afraid could happen if you fail?
I think the one that makes the most like spacious sense is just purely getting lost.
Mm-hmm. And you have to like find someone to save you, and like you're calling out and you appear embarrassed.
It just lost and it's the kind of like it's the lost with the perfect timing where no matter how frequently she calls out or how fast she's moving, she never runs into anybody.
Sure.
Because I don't think Jillian is claustrophobic, but I do think she's scared of being alone.
Aren't we all, Jillian?
And
it's a big mood.
Well, here's what I'll
in
say.
A more like because I am going to be rolling the sensitivity. In a more like ethereal space, that void clue, both of them, because both have been experienced in the same day, technically, has been following her, and when she was in the light and around people, it was easy to ignore.
Right.
But now in the silence and in the dark, she can hear the chanting hit and rise again, and that's just like raising anxieties and stuff. Okay, so that's something you can also play with.
And here's what I'll say. Here's how it's worse than that. If you if you fail, because I have to give you something worse. You say, this is what I think could happen. Not only will you be lost, but there will be a point as you are scrambling, you come across a flight of stairs you don't know, and you will fall down them. Oh. And you will wind up with a condition of severely twisted ankle.
I was going to say, like, falling, that's the worst thing you could tell a grandma's going to have.
Yeah, I know.
I don't got life alert.
Like, I'm not going to say you break your hip but you will fall severely. So you can back out. You can go out of it again. Or...
I'm not fucking back out. Are you kidding me? This is exciting. I'm going to do something fun and cool.
Okay, you're going to be hurt.
It's fine.
Ooh.
Okay. So I'm rolling my 2d6 plus sensitivity.
What's your sensitivity?
Froggy dice, don't fail me now.
did you roll? You're like,
I got I got an 8 on the dice. +1 is a 9. So
is that your sensitivity? You only have a +1 with your sensitivity?
Sensitivity is normally -1.
Okay. But you're
so
a 0.
No.
Oh,
I at the start I added 1 to a single ability and I added
Right.
it to sensitivity, and then my Maven move adds
Right,
another 1 to
right.
sensitivity.
So
it is at a +1.
So that is a 9.
That is a 9.
Okay.
Remind me, if I do the Crown of a Queen.
You can go
Does that-
up, you can go up. A Crown of a Queen allows you to go up one level.
1 level.
So it'll change. When you put this mark and narrate anything you wish. Same thing with Crown of the Void. If you've used all your Crowns of the Queens, because you used a lot last time.
I only used 1.
Oh, but yeah, that'll go up to a 10+. What you do, what you look, what you intended, and you hold steady. Describe what it looks like. If you go up, otherwise you do what you intended and you hold steady, but there is a complication or a cost. Those are your options.
So the part of me that loves complications and the narrative, the way that it shifts the narrative, is like, no, this is fine. But the part of me that likes winning.
There is also, by the way, you can do the Gold Crown Mysteries move. And you can only use it once per mystery, once per group, which is once per mystery when any Maven says, "This reminds me of something that happened to Amanda Delacourt," who is the main star of your favorite hero, your favorite stories. Work with the other players to describe how something that is happening in the situation reminds you of the event in one of the Gold Crown mysteries. At minimum, you must provide the following information: the name of the book, the problem or situation Amanda found herself in that is similar to what the Mavens are experiencing, how Amanda eventually overcame this problem or resolved the situation, and then you get to take a 12+ to a single relevant roll.
I don't know if I would want to use that on this.
Okay, that is up to you, kid.
That's fair.
But like, I mean, what do you guys think? That's such a big and powerful thing. It feels weird to use it on me doing this. I don't know.
Okay.
But maybe you might also get something big and powerful back from it. Because
I know.
Remember, we still haven't solved what the paternity test is about.
You haven't rolled that yet. It's true. Well,
no.
You haven't rolled theorize yet. That's true.
No. But if there's anything that I know about servants, is that they know every fucking thing that goes on.
Oh, it's so true.
And that a lot of the answers to questions that we might still have about family relationships and who was okay with who and who had beef with who might just be a diary or something that just happens to be stowed away here, or it is a servant that wrote it down on the side of a wall just so that everybody was up to date. It might be very big. If you spend big, you're going to get big, I think. Is what I'm getting at.
Yeah. I'm point blank asking if you guys would be okay with me using this because it is the only one.
100%.
Okay.
Okay, so as a group, you're going to come up with, what was the name of this novel that Amanda, that you go, this reminds me of the time Amanda Delacourt did blank.
Butler's Banter.
That's a great name for a novel.
Amanda Delacourt in
Butler's Banter.
Butler's Banter.
I mean, it has to have
alliteration.
Yeah, it does have to have alliteration.
The front cover of the book is like Amanda Delacourt talking to a butler, and there's like a mirror behind them.
And
it's just slightly.
The mirror is like acting menacingly.
Yes.
He's like hiding a knife behind his back.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like she has to be at a butler's convention. Like it was a murder at like a butler.
At a butler convention.
Well, it's the butler's banter, right?
It's where they show off their buttle abilities, you know?
Yeah.
Their butt abilities.
The butt abilities?
Buttability, bada bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby.
But also they share all the gossip.
Yeah.
And that's eventually how she comes to like the actual murder that happened that she couldn't solve a couple books ago.
Like, butler's banter happens at a butler convention, and they all did it because it's always the butler.
Yeah, and that's the tagline of the book, which is "Who's the murderer when they all did it?" Like that's
all butlers.
I mean that is the true difficulty within that book is it's all butlers.
Yes.
So the usual suspect of the butler did it isn't true. It's actually in this case like there's a different butler for a different mystery that did it, but in this case it's the event organizer.
Oh, the butler.
Because technically it's the butler of the butlers.
Yeah. The butler of the that's very good. And Robin Masters, who's the person who writes all these mysteries, was got high marks for the meta statement on the murder mystery for this one. Yeah,
exactly.
It was celebrating and also satirizing the cliche of these kinds of mysteries.
So fucking good. I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I need this book. I've got the Christie. Where are you? Give me.
God, I love her so much.
The problem or situation Amanda found herself in similar to what we're experiencing.
It could be straight as simple as like the back rooms of the hotel.
Yeah.
You know, getting lost in that maze.
Yes. And so
how do you make service personnel invisible to other service personnel? Oh,
super secret corridors.
Super secret corridors in that convention center.
Corridors within corridors.
There, like I can tell you from personal experience, there's so many backstage areas, and it's lovely if you can enter them because you have the best views of everything without anybody knowing that you're there.
Yeah.
That's why they know everything. It's just they're everywhere. God, but what was the problem? What was the problem that she eventually overcame and solved that would apply to this?
Probably got lost.
I mean, that's what I just described, right?
Yeah.
Like, the back rooms in that convention center were like ridiculous because they had to be even more hidden than normal.
Gotcha. My Discord kind of ate shit in the middle of your sentence. I apologize.
Gotcha. No, it's all good.
Yes.
But how did she overcome it? Quick thinking, pattern recognizing. She found a map, like there was just somebody else had scribbled out a map left it underneath the welcome mat on the inside of one of the doors. I don't fucking know.
Maybe, like that could very much work. And then that relates to a map on the other wall because these kinds of walls just has to be completely covered in
marked up, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you do that. I think you, and actually. There were in fact like doors inside of doors, right? It was like and it was like the butler inception of secret like like we can't have just some secret corridors. We have the secret corridors inside of secret corridors.
Recursion.
Yeah. Butt cursion. And that's what you're doing. You're like everything feels normal. You're like, there's a butler that walks by, and you're like, well, stay out of the way. And then you finally push on. You like realize you're like something. I think you've gone through it so many times. You're like, there is an extra space that should have a door here, and there isn't. And you press on this one place, and there is a secret door inside of the secret to a secret room. And then we're gonna cut to Dahlia.
Gosh. Thank you all for letting me have that gold crown mystery move.
All right, Dahlia.
So fun.
Yep.
The secret tunnels are great.
Secret
tunnel.
I'm so glad.
All right, Dahlia. You're walking with Andrew.
Absolutely.
How are you?
Gosh,
He's not one for small talk. He's just leading.
Oh, but Dahlia is.
Yeah. So what is Dahlia?
Why talk when you can just walk and watch?
It's true.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Talk about butlers.
Is your ass or do your mother have reindeer?
What?
I don't know. That's a line from isn't that a line from It's Getting Hot in Here? Like, is that your ass?
I don't know.
Is that your ass or your mama have reindeer? I'm gonna look it up while you think about.
What the hell? So anyway, gosh.
Oh, not is that your ass or is your mama half reindeer? That's
okay.
And it's from Shake Your Tail Feather. That's what it's from, right?
I do not understand this quote, but in context, it's probably very funny.
Because you got flank, man. Like he's talking about like if like is basically is your mom like a reindeer centaur, and did you inherit her ass, her reindeer flank?
Got it.
Under your
okay, I thought it was referring to a tramp stamp, which I mean,
no.
Reindeer
anyway.
Stamp.
Yeah, in Dutch that is called something different. So it's not called tramp stamp. It is related to well.
Okay.
I want to learn a thing. You can't just leave it there.
I know. I'm just trying to translate it in my head. So, what are it's Ars antlers.
That's so cool. Oh, I love that so much. That's so much better than tramp stamp. Are you kidding?
I mean, right? I believe German uses this. It uses a similar terminology.
That's great, especially thinking about the like country girls. The ones that have the like
literal antlers.
Yeah. Like on their cars, they'll have the hearts that are made out of like deer heads, and one side's got a stag, and one side's a doe. And just imagining them getting a tattoo like at the base, and it's just the antlers. That'd be so fucking dope.
Yeah,
that would be. Though
anyway,
I do really like the idea of it just being like Rudolph, like it's all black.
You pull it down, and suddenly there's a big bright red nose.
Wait,
okay. I have so many questions. Yeah, exactly. Dahlia's mind wanders.
Dahlia's mind wanders for a minute, and then she, I think I'm gonna try to do a meddle with presents to try to get some gossip going.
Hot goss.
Not sure how this is gonna work with somebody as professional as Andrew, though.
All right,
that's interesting. Because she's not used to talking to class traders.
Jesus fucking Christ! It's true.
I think the goal today is to break Ben.
It's so close. Every minute we are getting closer and closer.
Every day we're getting further away from God and closer to Breaking Ben.
Breaking Benjamin is a great band.
Yes, the bitch has come full circle.
All right.
So anyway, yeah, I think Dahlia is going to. Gosh, I mean, she's gonna try to flirt.
Okay.
What words do we use here, though? So, Andrew, do you are you on the clock 24/7, or do you ever get breaks?
He says, well, there are time periods where I where it is for my private use. Fucking hell. While there is time periods for my for me to pursue my own private activities. Should the Krauses ever need my help, I am available and on call 24/7.
Of course. It is important to have some time set aside for private moments, of course.
Yes, of course. I have served this family for close to 20 years. When we were only using a single family schooner, and when Mr. Kraus had just made his first 5 million. I was one of the first people they hired.
So you know the family very well.
I would say yes.
Now tell me, what is the thing that those who don't know them would be most surprised to hear about this family?
All right, you give me a roll.
Absolutely. Because you know I love to learn things about rich people. I love talking about rich people. Let's see. Oh boy. That is a 6 and a 3 plus 1 is 10.
That's a 10.
Hey, let's fucking go.
Oof, a 10.
10 on a meddling move.
10 on a meddling move.
That's just a standard hit.
Yep, I'm trying to think.
A clue.
I know. I'm trying to think. Let's see. We have that one. So far, you have how many clues? 8. Do you have 8 clues?
2,
1,
5, 6, 7.
Paternity test, tiny pistol, Emily's guest list, family
I have
photo.
7 written down and 2 are void clues.
Okay,
Yeah.
so those don't count.
No, 7 normal, 2 void.
Okay, so if you remember,
we haven't gotten what my reveal is yet.
Right. So you all, or what the other one is. So
Torvies.
This is a complexity 6, by the way. So at this point, you're already rolling at a +1 when you finally get to this, figuring out what's going on. And he said, he looks around, and there is a break in his momentary facade. We are no strangers to scandal, as it were. I suppose, there was some mention of a love affair that was inappropriate, but it made the news a while, maybe 10, 12 years ago, but I don't know anyone who was involved with that, I'm afraid. They taught me at Butler School that when that form of not Butler School. They taught me at the Butler Academy that when that form of information comes your way, that the best thing you can do is just clean it up and not pay attention. But that I'm afraid that is all I can say to that without impinging upon my butlery oath. Thou shalt not spill secrets. Ha, 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 ha.
Of course.
Thou shalt only pour tea, not spill it.
That's exactly right. God damn it. Why didn't I say that?
I deserve a Benny.
You do deserve a Benny.
Like, if there was any Bennies in this game, yeah. Thou shalt only pour tea, but not spill it. Yeah, except it's in fucking Latin.
I don't know regular Latin, much less fucking Latin.
Yeah. All right. So that's where you get there.
Fucking Latin.
Let's.
She's an educated librarian lady.
Let's swing around with that information. We're going to swing around to Torvi. Auntie Torvi, you all are nosing around, right? And you and your, David opens the drawer where he saw the information. He's like, damn it, it's not here. He got wise to me.
Well, didn't you also say, I don't want to be snarky, but didn't you also say that you picked it up and then lost it again?
No. I put it back in here when my father came in, but he must have known that I was searching for something. But then you hear Gumdrop let out this like burbling meow, like bleh. That's not what cats sound like, but you know what like a
Yeah.
burbling meow sounds like.
Yeah. I have found something, and I'm angry about it.
Yep, and and Gumdrop is clawing at one of like at the corner of the leather couch, like the back corner of it. And you can see just a hint of paper.
Okay. She's going to rush over as much as she can rush, which is more like a hastily hobble.
Yep, a little stumble.
Yeah, exactly. She also missteps a little bit, but it holds her balance just enough. Going to get down next to Gumdrop. It says, "What have you found?" Lifts it up and just tries to keep one hand in front of Gumdrop's face. Be like, "No, excuse you. Good job. Goodbye." And then she just takes out the letter from underneath. Yeah, on the edge of like the leather carpet, there's now kneading being done.
And it is a letter. It is the letter you were looking. David's. That's the letter we're looking for. He is like the master of like external monologue now.
Yes.
Like that will be his gimmick forever. And he's like, gasp. That's the letter we're looking for.
He also says it as gasp. He doesn't gasp.
He does not.
He just says.
It's more like gasp. Like gasp.
Yeah.
Oh yes. And the person who has written this letter and is asking for a return on their loan is none other than Sarah's husband, Derek Derrickson.
Oh.
And
fucking knew it.
He's like, you find out what I was talking about, or I'm gonna ask for my money back. I've been keeping you, you afloat for years now. You find out what I want to know, and then
spicy,
and then that's what that happened. And now we're gonna cut back. And then David's like, gasp, again, once he catches up reading, because he's reading a little slower than you, because he's a little drunk. And we cut back to you in this room, and it is a...
1 second.
It is a, like... It is... what's the word I'm thinking of? It is a storage closet, but it is a storage closet that, like, only the people who are very, very aware
storage
of who are like very aware of the inner workings of the ship would know about, because there's like everything is just it's covered in dust. You're pretty certain that like no one would even know that like the normal everyday staff would know about it. As I said, there's someone who this is done by someone who definitely has walked the halls a lot, and you're poking. But there's one thing that is not dusty, and it is a rug that has been rolled up and kind of heaped a little bit. And as you I assume you're going to unroll it because it seems like totally not where it should belong, and there is blood all over one corner of it. So,
as David would say, gasp.
So that is 1, 2, 3, 3 more clues now. So you're up to 10 clues. So so the way this works is once you all get together to start theorizing, you're rolling at a +4. So
it is only 9.
What? It's only 9. Okay, so you're rolling at a +3.
The fact that the letter is from Derek isn't a clue on its own.
Well, it was a clue that you already had.
Am I bad at counting? Hang on. 1, 2,
we got
3,
gun,
4,
the guest list, the
paternity test,
the
family photo.
It is 10. It is 10. I'm so
photo,
sorry.
Broke receipts.
So I think here's what I will suggest. Let's probably take a break now that we've found all these things, because we're at our second hour. We'll be back.
Wow.
Yeah.
in
Oh
5
my god,
minutes.
it goes so fast.
I know.
And they
All right. Now we returned from our commercial break. It was for something called the Purple Island.
I was just gonna ask what the commercial was about.
It was Purple Island travel agency. It was all
I thought it was a
Okay.
dating show for a second.
a what?
Yeah, me too.
Purple
I was
Island
also
dating
thinking.
show.
Yeah.
Yeah, a dating show. Ooh, the Purple Island. Yes, where your body is all it comes in pieces.
It's just everybody wearing body paint.
What kind of dating show are you watching, Ben?
It's a murder.
I mean,
it's a murder show that
Yeah.
where the gimmick is dating, like that.
Yeah, you
Oh,
smooth
God.
the bad
Is
guy
it
at the end
mixed?
because we know that's hot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean,
is it mixed with Naked and Afraid somehow?
Yeah, Naked and Afraid. It's
Because
the Purple
it's
Island. Yeah, Purple Island, Naked and Afraid, and
Naked
murder.
Afraid, Purple Island.
Purple Island. The Purple
Naked and
Island.
Afraid, Occult Edition.
Yeah.
Only on Max.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Starring.
Or TLC. Either one.
Well, Max lets you see they won't blur out the butthole.
Okay, fair enough.
You know Ben wants that butthole cam.
All right. And Jillian, you just discovered the rolled up carpet. What are you going to do?
I mean, I can't take it. Jillian knows she can't take it with her. She's a frail old lady. And those hallways are really fucking tight. So, she grabs her phone and takes a photo of the unrolled carpet, and then rolls it back up, and then puts it back where it was, and takes a photo of that, and then takes a photo of the location of the secret hidden door.
Nice.
Making sure that the colored strip is visible in the shot, just so like if they have to backtrack and find it, they know kind of at least where it might be if she couldn't remember for whatever reason.
And even from the bowels of the room, you hear the loud approach of another. It's echoing in a weird way of another motorboat approaching, and you hear on the walk with Andrew, he freezes like some sort of like meerkat hearing something like a predator approach. He goes, "That would be the rest of the family." And David goes, "Mom and then my sisters are coming back." Ugh. And
the girls are back in town.
Yeah. Oh, God damn it. I am not firing. That's what he says. The girls are back in town. And then you're going to have a moment where everyone's sort of recentering and stuff. So you don't quite get to go back to meet Curly. Unfortunately, that plan is aborted. But everyone else sort of can get together, and you find yourself while all like Sarah and Mrs. Krause and the youngest Emily, they come back in and it's just like a whirlwind. She's just like, get afternoon lunch ready, blah, and like everyone's yelling and there's a lot of talking and moving, and Sarah's like, I gotta call my kids. And she's like on her like phone FaceTiming, and you hear all this screaming in the background. And the three of you find yourself in a moment of just the three of you. No servants, no Andrew, no Curly,
No David.
Yeah.
No David. Mom is ordering David to go, I don't know, change clothes before lunch.
Freshen up,
Yes.
brush his teeth, smell like alcohol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you been day drinking again? And he's just like, it only counts as day drinking if you stop at night. And all right. I think we're at the theorized portion of the game.
Damn.
Yeah.
Which is you get to all as a group decide what you think happened. Come up with it. Everyone sort of adds. This is a give and take conversation where everyone gives in to what you've known or what you don't know. And the more clues you work in, the better your roll.
I have a very potentially big question for you.
Okay.
Jillian is going to show the other two the rug that she found, and everything about this boat screams intent and design, which makes me think that there's a very likely chance that there is only one room that the rug would suit being in.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense.
And so my question is, would either of these ladies who have seen potentially more of the actual like rooms of the boat have any indication or inclination of which room the rug might be from?
That is a really good question. Make me a day roll.
Oh, I gotta roll for that. I'm asking you.
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay. I'm making the roll.
No, I mean, whoever wants to make the roll can make the roll. This is with whatever your thinking skill is. Like, is there
reason?
Reason. This is a reason roll.
So anybody got a boost in reason?
I don't.
I just got the normal +1.
All right, then. I mean,
it does make sense to let Dahlia roll, because Dahlia has walked past most of the rooms.
That's true.
Whereas Torfi only went to the study.
But what if it is the study?
If it is the study, then Dahlia will not know.
Well,
we'll find out. We'll figure it out.
I can tell you that
Paxton, you roll it.
You know it's not the study. I'll say that. There was no missing thing in the study.
There was a carpet in the study.
It was there. Yes, nothing. There was no missing rug in the study. But if
Okey-dokey.
Dahlia makes this roll, I have something that I can give you all.
What?
Oh no!
Oh
That is only a 6.
Oh no!
Which would be a failure.
Oh, failure!
Mark of Crown still.
I mean, or a mark of the void.
A mark of the void.
I completely forgot all the session goals. Oh well.
It's all right.
I haven't really had the chance to interact with anybody, so.
Yeah. Let's see.
Well, you will now.
I think I'm going to mark the Crown of the Queen, a scene in the present day showing a private side of you very few get to see.
Nice.
Dahlia doesn't have enough money to actually be an interior decorator, but she loves to go online and look at pictures
Zillow Hop
and watch videos about interior design.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm gonna save my my complication till later.
Yes.
And I will tell you this: what you notice right off the bat, looking at this rug, is it is nowhere near as opulent as the rugs that you have seen. You've seen you've seen like the forward face. Bless you. You've seen the forward facing rugs. You've seen the rugs that like guests get to see. This tiny rug, this is not a guest rug. This is a rug that has seen some wear and tear, and that has not been changed over time. That's what I'll say.
God damn.
You. So it's interesting that it is the absence of the rug that you have seen that alerts you that this is probably not the rug of the main deck or the public deck. So take that with what you will.
So it might just be a servant's rug,
or in one of the personal quarters.
Yeah.
But probably not even the personal quarters of the. Like, you would assume that Well, never mind. You could do with what you will. You're right. I'm not going to give you any more hints.
My brain immediately goes to the horrific existence of bathroom rug.
No, I was free of that curse today.
You can never be free.
Never
but anyway,
escape
we
the
don't have
carpet
to go there.
bathroom.
We can just say like servant's quarter rug.
Bathroom carpeting. Go. No.
No.
Ugh.
You will say maybe
What
Auntie
is
Torvi
this, the
says that,
70s?
and Jillian goes, "It did not smell of mold. It smelled of blood." No. It did not smell of blood.
Fair enough.
So, paint me a story. Paint me a picture.
About Atticus?
All right. So now we're all standing in the
You're just like standing by the railing of one of the boats.
yeah, out by
Just-
the railing.
No one's there. Well, they
With once again mimosas in our hands.
and Uzo.
Mm,
Yours is just orange juice because you don't need it anymore.
Yeah, you like but you're kind of gone enough that you don't notice. You still got that flavor.
No,
in your
yeah,
mouth.
exactly.
Dolly is-
Exactly.
Have you guys seen the video of the girl that's so fucking wasted? They give her a shot of water
Yeah.
and she
Yeah.
takes it and they're like, "How was it?" And she's like, "Divine."
Yeah.
And they're like, "That was water." She's like,
I have done that with my
"Bitch."
friends before. That
Yeah.
they didn't want to drink water. No, I don't want to drink water.
Yep.
It's not water. It's now pure vodka. Here,
Yeah.
down it.
Yeah.
yeah, Dahlia's
Anyway.
got like a white Russian. It counts as coffee.
Yeah. All right.
Sure does. Are you sure don't want an espresso martini? Can I offer you an
Ooh.
espresso martini though?
If
Anyway,
you want to mix one up.
and out comes the shake. So what clues? So what clues do we have?
We know that
Can we
Sarah and
number them?
Albert
Because
were
sometimes I feel
fighting
like
that
is this
night.
Yeah, but can
I
we
got
number
you,
them?
fam.
Because sometimes I feel like, is this actually a clue or is this a story bit?
I'll tell you
All
if
right.
it's a story bit and not a clue.
Exactly. The argument was a story bit, I feel.
Hang on.
I mean,
have
it's
them.
listed as
No, the
clue
argument
that
was
we
a
got
clue.
in
The
result
ar-
to
the
That
argu-
was a clue.
The
Okay.
clue, yeah.
because we got it by
Yeah.
making a
Yeah.
roll.
The argument,
Right.
Okay.
the argument was a clue. Yep.
So clues we have. We found the proof that there was a paternity test made on the body. Contents were destroyed. Clue number 1. Clue number 2, the gun had 2 bullets, not shot, personalized. So that kind of indicates that like
Yeah.
they knew the person, didn't feel threatened, didn't shoot him. Right.
Yeah.
Maybe that mistake.
Mhm.
3, Emily's name was crossed off the guest list for the ball. Emily being the youngest daughter.
Yeah.
4, Allison
argument,
saw
right?
Albert and Sarah arguing, and Albert drank heavily after.
Right.
I think it's also important to note that Allison just really emphasized that Albert was quite devoted, which I think indicates that he was not at the source of the scandal that we got later on. 5, the crumpled photo of Sarah and her husband and kids, in which we noticed that the eldest daughter does not quite look like Derek Derrickson.
And is the eldest Portia?
The eldest is Portia.
I did not
Okay.
write down any of the kids' names,
Portia,
so I
Mercedes-
don't know.
Portia is the eldest daughter. The middle child is Mercedes.
No,
And-
the middle child is Lambo, right?
No. The youngest boy. The youngest is the boy, and the
Okay.
boy is named Lambo. So it's Portia, Mercedes,
Anyway.
and Lambo
That should be a hint in and of itself.
for douchebaggery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accurate. Anyway.
6, Albert was Baroque. Quote, we're in the red. 7, the letter that David saw was
So
that
the letter that reads that Derek is blackmailing Albert, basically.
Yes. So is that the same clue?
Yeah. That's all
Okay,
one
so
clue.
we only have 9 then.
Okay. Extorting.
Yeah.
Extorting.
Well,
7.5. Okay. 8.
And had lent him a ton of money. Like that's a thing. Is he also was floating the family. So
Yeah.
it's like a double.
Yeah,
so that's almost more like bribery than
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah. Double.
Well, he also said, tell me what I want to know, or I will stop supporting
Yes,
the family.
that's
So
very
that's
true,
why I
yeah.
called it blackmailing.
That's fair.
So 8 is then the rug?
No, 8 is that what Andrew revealed to Dahlia about the scandal of some sort of affair.
Right.
He did not give any details because, the butler's creed of pouring tea and not spilling it.
The butler's
I feel
creed,
like we could have
new Ubisoft
dived
classic.
further into it, but maybe we can piece it together. And then 9 is the rug.
9 is the rug.
Got it. So yeah.
I mean,
the ones that I can put together are paternity test, tiny pistol, family photo, broke, letter, Dahlia's, or the affair, and the rug. So that only leaves out Emily's guest list.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only one that I can't link together as well.
So why would Emily not why would Emily be uninvited from the Warriors' Ball?
I mean, who's in charge of the ball?
The mother is in charge of the ball.
Think, yes, that was Allison.
So would Emily have spilled the tea to Derek?
Possibly.
Is that how this all started?
I genuinely don't think that detail is necessarily important for the mystery at hand.
Maybe that's just something else.
So what's the story?
I mean, it feels like we're all on the same page.
I think so too.
So Derek was.
So let's say it in character.
Yeah.
Yes.
God.
Come on, that's the fun of.
So
the game.
we huddled together.
Yep. Tell me the story.
So here's what I think. Right?
Tell us.
Portia. Portia might just not be Derek's. I think that paternity test kind of should prove that Portia is Sarah's, but not Derek's. Like, she just doesn't look the same in the picture.
Mm-hmm.
So then Derek got angry. Also, they weren't invited to this trip, so that's weird enough in and of itself. So that is the paternity test and the family photo.
Albert certainly wanted to speak to Sarah alone.
Yeah.
To eventually get the truth out of maybe who and why.
Yeah.
He drank a lot afterward, perhaps because he was worried that if he couldn't get her to admit it, that he would have to give Derek back all of that money.
Or at least admit who was the father. Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, God. This is so hard to do in character because I have a thread and we're jumping around out of it. And I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, go pull the thread.
Yeah, pull your thread.
Absolutely.
Gosh, so you guys are going to get to hear me ramble for a minute as well.
That's completely what this section is about.
Yeah, that's what this part's about.
This conversation should be freewheeling and
I don't know. I just had in my head the image of like the rotating camera between the three of us just going as each person round table talks. But if I'm just going to talk the entire time, that's boring.
We will jump
like
in anyway.
Swap around a little bit, and then it does a fun moment where the camera switches to Jillian, and you talk for a while, and the camera just gets closer, and it just the view gets closer and closer in on your face.
So we know by David's account that the family was in the red, and yet they were still able to afford such an opulent vacation on the regular.
Yes.
We learned from the letter that was found that it was in fact Derek Derrickson, Sarah's husband, that was keeping them afloat. But in return, he was demanding information regarding something that had been hidden. The only scandal of note that has happened recently was an affair that Dahlia got from Andrew. But Andrew refused to say who it was regarding. Allison has said that Albert was quite devoted, and I trust that judgment of her husband to wife. I think this is probably a reflection of the fight that Albert and Sarah had on the deck that day. I think the paternity test that we found on the body, as well as the fact that the gun was not fired, indicates that whomever killed him spoke to him privately and it went poorly. The rug that I found is not opulent enough to belong to one of the members of the family, so it must have come from a servant's quarters, which means Albert sought out the person he believed to have been the father of the affair, leading to the failed paternity test of Derek's supposed daughter, Portia. So the real question is, who? Who is it that could potentially have lain with Sarah and made and made this whole mess? Who has left a mark on this family so there is bad blood between and is I can't figure out how to say this. Fuck.
You're doing great.
Gosh,
You're doing
thank
perfect.
you. And has left a lot of bad blood that has been in service to the family so long and is invaluable, so they can't necessarily fire him, but they don't have to be nice. I think it was the captain.
I think it was Curly.
That was Curly.
All right.
He also just didn't want to talk to us at all. He has something to hide.
All right, give me that roll. I think you worked them all in except for Emily being not.
Yeah, so the only thing that I'm thinking is how did Albert know about all of it?
I think
And
Oh, good.
but also we might be trying to push it too far and just leave it at
Plus
the
3.
8.
8 plus 2.
Yeah, we have a +3 whether we work in 8 or 9, right?
yeah, like we're working 8 in there, which is a plus
2.
2.
2. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seems reasonable.
We could throw the angle that Emily spilled the tea on her sister, and that is how Albert found out about this whole ordeal in the first place.
Sisters tell each other everything.
Yes, I know. And maybe I can only imagine that Mommy Dearest would not be too happy about this whole scandal being told to anyone, not even if it was her husband, because she would, I think she would have been jealous not knowing first. I think she would be jealous that Albert was the one to hear from Emily rather than her, the person who organizes everything for this family. Like, she clearly is the person that organizes everything, and now she goes to Albert. And it sets off this whole train of things.
All right.
I don't think Mommy Dearest would have guessed that it would have escalated this far, but I mean, she clearly wasn't happy about all of this coming to light.
Okay.
So I do think we need to be delicate with this information, and that is about the moment that she yells towards the
family.
Yeah, well, I was thinking, like, didn't the sheriff already, like, is the sheriff still on?
Sheriff's not here.
No. Is he on the coast or on, like, in the...
You could text him. You could text Lucas.
No, she could text him. She could also just say that she's going to be very careful with this information and yell to the sheriff that they have got it figured out.
Oh, okay. Just like...
We're far enough from the shore. I don't know if they could hear us.
It's awesome.
So
no, I mean... And then maybe somebody else can be like, hey, you can also text about it. That might be wiser.
I need you all to make a roll to see if you're right, though.
Yep.
Do we all need to roll?
No, just one. Just one.
One person makes a roll. I just did a big roll. I don't want to do it.
Yep.
I think it's your turn, Femia.
Yep.
Okay. So I have a +3 now.
Yep.
I don't want to do this badly. Ooh, we got 8 on the dice.
Nice.
And we're getting
that is about as exciting as I am. So that makes it 11.
11. So exactly what happened. So
it was the captain.
It was Captain Curly.
The daughter.
You see it now, and I think there's a scene where you go to the family as they're getting ready to have their lunch in the middle dining room, not the big one, but the little
secondary,
the second one, the lunch dining room, the lunchroom, and they're all having cold chicken, and at this point, Luke Sullivan has shown up with the police boat, and you're guiding him in. And he says, "Tell me what." Oh, what was he? Oh, he was Southern, right? And Captain Curly's there standing, and he said, because making sure that it's apparently it's routine for the captain to stand at meals before they begin, before going back and doing the captaining, and Sullivan takes out his handcuffs and he's like, "Captain Curly Willoughby, I'm afraid you're gonna have to come with me." And you see Sarah's eyes start to water up, and she goes, "Carl, what did you do? What did you do?" And
well, I think she knows perfectly fine what he did.
And Carl,
I'd like to know what he did.
And Carl goes,
"Are you sure about that statement? After all of this, you still want to get some of the action?"
Alia,
I mean,
that's a
you are
murderer.
nothing if not persistent.
Right. And he says, "He threatened to take you out of the will, Sarah. You and your kids. I couldn't let it happen. He's like, I know I'll never be able to take you away from Derrickson, but he was so angry. And he threatened, and he came in and he said, 'I'm going to get you out.' And I just started hitting him, and before I knew it, he was dead. I don't regret it. I've worked for you bastards for 15 years now. I've given you 15 years of my life, fresh out of the Navy. And I was the captain for your boat, and you all, every one of you, treated me like couldn't even look. Only you, Sarah, but you have married him. I don't regret it." And Sullivan starts reading. He's like, "Well, that's enough now. I'm gonna have to read you your rights, and although I believe you have already waived your right to remain silent and to have an attorney present." So they are.
Here's my phone up.
You're just recording it.
Yeah. Live for the drama.
And she's and Sarah's running after him. "You're the only one I ever loved." And Emily stands up and she's like, "Well, then why was I cut off the list?" And and the mother goes, "Oh, Emily, that was me. You're just such a downer and kind of a bitch. I didn't want you to ruin my ball."
You're just such a downer.
Grandmother, it's me, Anastasia.
And everyone's just running, and
why do you always have to be such a downer with the truth?
Yeah, such a bitch. And David kindly gives you a boat ride back to shore, and he's just like, "Well, that was unexpected."
It was so exciting.
So how are we going to end this?
Oh gosh.
I think we're going to end it the way we started, in the bookshop.
We go back
the next time we have book review club thing.
We just decided to reread Butler's Banter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You paused on Liber Novus by Morrison Lemire this time, even though you know that chapter 5 deals with time travel now.
And milk.
And yeah,
so much milk.
And
Dahlia makes so many.
I'm
jokes about
lactose
milk.
intolerant. I really need a break.
And you have the, but yeah, Butler's banter is just as good as you remember it before, and
like they got almost all the details right.
Yep, you got it all. So we freeze frame, I think. And the credits start playing in that weird yellow font that all credits used to be in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And you all have successfully completed Dad Overboard. You've solved this crime.
We did it!
We did it!
We did it!
But then halfway through the credits of the people who are watching this on their televisions at home, the credits fuzz out for a second. And when they reform, there are 9 people standing around a circle in robes with pale masks, chanting the word void. And one of them stands up and says, "The door to the library will open." And then we cut to the end, and then your credits play again. Ba ba ba. All right.
Cuts back to the credits, and it's just another like jaunty orchestral number that with no darkness in it.
Yep, I think there's like a freeze frame of Jillian's face as she's taking a picture of the rug, and then a freeze frame of Dahlia putting her hands on like Entienne's butt, and then like a freeze frame of like Torvi and Jillian.
And David just being wasted.
Yeah, like wasted. And then it ends with like the 3 of you sitting around like a fireplace drinking like tea, and that's the last freeze frame of every single one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for playing.
Thank you for having us.
Ben. I hope you had so much fun. I'm Ben Hatton. I've been the Game Master. Let's start with Paxton.
Or the Granny Master.
Yikes. I got about 30 more years before I'm mastering any grannies.
I don't know. You can master Granny if you try hard enough. And if she agrees to it. Okay, Paxton.
Paxton, tell me about who you are.
Hello, I am Paxton. You can find me on Twitter sometimes at sentimental_boy. I also appear occasionally on the Applied Materials podcast. That's my only other like major place where you can find me.
And you've appeared twice on Hereafter.
Oh yeah, I'm also on Hereafter, which you can only get if you pay Rob Stith money.
Yep. So
which is so worth it. Paying Rob Stith money is always a good idea.
Yeah. All right, next. Auntie Torvi, you're in.
Yeah. And will be Jorien Hattink. You can also find me under that name on Twitter. I will spell it out for you as always. So it's JORIENHATTINK. You can also find me as part of both the Applied Materials podcast with our favorite bitch, Sashi Kush, and in the variety podcast show, Bolt Crew RPG, where I am currently... We're working through our Masks game, and we're working through a Pendragon game, so check that out. Other than that, you can find me here every other stream, roughly, together with Renee and DJ. You can also find me on multiple Discords, anywhere from all the Orpheus-related podcast Discords, as well as our own Discord. From Liber Novus.
We have a Liber Novus Discord.
Yeah, we do. And Heartbeats and A Night of Shreds and Patches.
Nice. And last but not least, Jackie.
Hi. Bye. I'm Jackie. Have been, will be, Always will be. I'm good at words. It's fine. Social media wise, you can find me on Twitter at Good Ship Sarcasm. You'll recognize me by the profile picture. That is a strawberry. You will understand when you see it. But for the most part, I am more readily found on a variety of actual play Discord podcasts, including but not limited to Orpheus Protocol, A Night of Shreds and Patches, Sounds Like Crows, Tabletop Squad, and RPG for You and Me. That last one I recently guested on some Patreon bonus episodes.
It was really good.
So, oh, thank you. Yeah, all podcasts are good. I make good recommendations. If you want some, come talk to me. I know a guy. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I like to do art.
Jackie's art is excellent.
Jackie art is good.
You can find Jackie's. You can find Jackie's art on the game, on the Discord of pictures. Yeah, and
working on portraits for all the PCs.
Yes. And all the old ladies being old, like, hello. That's not how any of the old ladies sounded. And I'm Ben Hatton. And I really appreciate you spending your breakfast into brunch and lunch with us. Thanks, friends. And
or dinner, depending on where you're at.
Or dinner, right? Like, wow.
Yep.
Who even knew? There's so much in this world.
Are you neighbors with Yori?
Keeps on slipping. Into the future.
And I guess breakfast tomorrow. If you're tomorrow, whew.
Whatever meal. We're happy that you shared it with us.
Thanks for spending your meal with us, neighbor.